Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Karriem, Kanston, the encourager. I'm here to motivate you and inspire you today. Listen, I want to talk to you all about becoming an entrepreneur. All right, I want to talk to you all about becoming an entrepreneur. And so, entrepreneurship is really about people who take opportunities and make them into revenue generation opportunities. All right, let me say that again. Entrepreneurs are people who take the opportunity and make it into a revenue generation opportunity. And so, listen, you know what? I come from a whole line of entrepreneurs in my family, people that have started businesses, grown businesses, uh, have you know did certain businesses that actually just was like pop-ups, 1 day businesses, 2 day, 3 day interim. And so an entrepreneur is really someone that looks at an opportunity and takes that opportunity and develops that opportunity into a revenue generation. So today I want to talk to you about how you should actually think like an entrepreneur and act like an entrepreneur. And so thinking like an entrepreneur is really looking at opportunities to generate revenue to actually make a profit. All right, I'm gonna say that again. An entrepreneur is a person or people that look at opportunities to develop revenue, but also to have a positive profit so they can actually retain some earnings and actually make some money. All right, how many people want to make some money? How many people want to be an entrepreneur or think like an entrepreneur or act like an entrepreneur? And so, listen, if you're watching this video, I'll ask that if you could share this with other people. Thank you, Green Milton, from coming on. We're talking about becoming an entrepreneur and how, as a person, you have to think like an entrepreneur, but also you have to act like an entrepreneur. And so many people say to myself, how did you get started in your business? How did you actually develop things? And how did you become a person as an entrepreneur? Entrepreneurship, Christy James, thanks for coming on. Entrepreneurship has been in my blood. My family, many people in my family has been entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur, once again, is actually looking at an opportunity where you could develop revenue and profit for a company or for yourself. So, how many people want to become an entrepreneur? If that's you, just give me some likes, give me some hearts. Let us know also where you are watching this from, because we always like to give shout out to people in what city, what state, what country. And so, listen, you have to actually think like an entrepreneur, and also you have to act like an entrepreneur, right? And so many people say to me, "Hey, Kareem, you know what? How do I actually think and act like an entrepreneur?" Really, how you do that is that you have to actually look at an opportunity to develop revenue, right? But also an opportunity to actually develop profit. And so, you know what? You just have to say to yourself, I have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. I have what it takes to actually find an opportunity and actually develop that opportunity into revenue generation. All right. And so, listen, you know what? Let me ask a question of you. Are you an entrepreneur? And thank all those people that are coming on and watching this. If you're an entrepreneur, just put yes. If you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, just say I am thinking about it. But share that in the comment section. With folks and people. And so, listen, share this post with somebody. So we're gonna give you some quick tips about how do you think and act like an entrepreneur. All right. And so let me give you these points right now, so I can keep you actually interested, motivated about what I'm about to say, but also that you could share this post with somebody else. And if you share this post with someone, just put hashtag entrepreneur. All right. And so, listen, this is what you need to do. I'm gonna give you these points right now up front so you have them. All right. And thank you all who are coming on. We're talking about how do you become an entrepreneur. So, and I said entrepreneurship is that when you or a group of people actually come up with an opportunity to develop revenue, but also an opportunity to increase profits, right? And so I talked about how I grew up in a family that many entrepreneurs, many people own businesses, but also they also had entrepreneurship, where entrepreneurs, thank you all for those hearts, entrepreneurs also had opportunities where they might have developed a revenue generation model that just was just for a day, it was just for 2 days, maybe interim period. And so listen, so it depends on what you want to do as an entrepreneur and what type of opportunity that you could have to develop a revenue generation model. So let me give you these 3 points right now. Listen, entrepreneurs are resourceful, they're creative, and they're visionaries. Let me give you these 3 points again. Share this also with other people. Entrepreneurs are resourceful, creative, and visionary. So let's talk about this whole thing about being resourceful, right? And so entrepreneurs are usually are given like a task or a project or a problem to solve, and they don't have a lot of resources, but they actually look at opportunities and develop the resources for themselves. So say, for instance, you were given an opportunity to actually develop revenue, but you didn't have any cash to develop that revenue with. An entrepreneur will look at a problem and say, I don't have the cash, I don't have the money, I don't have the capacity right now. And they will be resourceful of finding ways to generate funding, all right, to generate cash. All right. I remember one day that my father, he was a entrepreneur. He used to sell a lot as a peddler in New York City. And so I remember one day I was walking with him and it started raining. And as soon as it started raining and we were on Canal Street or 14th Street, he ran into one of the warehouses and bought dozens of umbrellas and actually sold them and made money right there on the spot. He was an entrepreneur because what he did was he said, listen, I see all of these people in their business suits and their night dresses getting wet. And actually, what do they need? An umbrella. And I know if I actually run out here, buy some umbrellas at the wholesaler real quick and actually say, who wants an umbrella? They'll start paying because they don't want to get their nice business suits and their nice dresses wet. So you got to be resourceful. Yes, you might not have all the intellect, all of the connections, all of the things, but it doesn't mean that you cannot actually develop a revenue stream and an opportunity, right? Because you don't have what it takes. So listen, let me tell you, be resourceful. The next one is that you got to be creative, right? How many people, just give me a like or put it in there. Are you creative, or do you think you are a creative person, or do you think you're mediocre? You can put that in the comment section. And so being creative is looking at the facts, all right, but actually developing a creative mindset where you actually come up with more solutions to a problem, all right? And so thank you all for joining. If you could share this post, we're talking about how to think like an entrepreneur, act like an entrepreneur, and how do you become an entrepreneur, right? So we gave point number 1 was resourceful. Point number 2 was creative. And so let me give you an example of that. So many people know the story of probably Microsoft and Apple and all those people. And so, Bill Gates was a person that was creative. He said, why is it that we always have to type in a code and actually to have something work? And he came up with a thing called Microsoft Windows. He was creative and said, if I could get more people to click on something and put in codes, then actually we are creating more efficiency for something. And so listen, I don't know how your mind thinks, but listen, entrepreneurs are creative. They can make things or develop solutions for stuff that other people can't. And right? And innovation. Thank you for that putting that comment up there on Periscope, right? And entrepreneurs are also very, very innovative. Very, very true. There's a whole movement about innovation nowadays in entrepreneurship or business theories. and innovation is a huge thing. I actually have worked with companies in reference around innovation, and some of the things they've done is huge. And so you as an entrepreneur have to be creative in your thinking. Just because the facts say something is this way doesn't mean that you abandon that opportunity. All right. And so the last point I want to share with you that entrepreneurs are visionaries. Entrepreneurs are visionaries. This means that they actually look at the future, what's going to happen, not just what's happening at the present day. So thank you all that are coming on. If you could share this post, we're talking about how do you become an entrepreneur, and also how do you think like an entrepreneur, but also how do you act like an entrepreneur. And so I was telling the story about how many people in my family lineage were entrepreneurs, owned many different type businesses, had businesses that actually just, they were pop-up businesses also, or long-term businesses. And I currently have my own consulting business helping entrepreneurs to develop revenue, increase capacity, increase their employees, and to grow their business. And so listen, entrepreneurs are visionaries. Many times that I work with entrepreneurs, they could see the future, right? They can see what's coming down the pipeline, and you might not see it, right? You might walk to a place where an entrepreneur says, listen, you know what? I need to build my capacity for my space. And they look at the space and say, listen, we're going to run out of this space in 60 days. And you say, it's no way. Based on your capacity, it is no way you're going to run out of space. But they see it down the line, and they prepare themselves for that time. And so entrepreneurs see down the corridors of time. They see the growth, they see the revenue, they see the operations, they see the hiccups, and they prepare for that. And so you as a person that wants to become an entrepreneur or increase your entrepreneurship, you have to be a visionary. You have to be able to look into the future, all right, to see what's going to happen to that revenue generation opportunity and prepare for it. I just sat down with one of my good marketing people that's really trying to get me more focused and clarified about revenue generation streams that I need to work on. And so he said, listen, Karriem, you have to look at the opportunity in the future to where you want to be, so we can get back into now, how do we plan for that? And so listen, you got to be a visionary, you got to be resourceful, and you have to be creative, all right? So you got to think like an entrepreneur, but also you have to act like an entrepreneur. So listen, I want to invite you all to go to my website, KarriemKanston.com. Listen, we're signing up for a one-on-one session with me. We're giving away a free 30 minutes to 60 minutes consulting. If you want to develop yourself as an entrepreneur, if you want to get some feedback from me, you can sign up for that. You go to KarriemKanston.com. Listen, we're trying to help you to grow your mindset as an entrepreneur to make movement. And so listen, sign up for that, KarriemKanston.com. Go there. You'll see it right on the homepage, the personal and the mission statement and visionary stuff. Let us work with you. Listen, you have to take action towards your vision and towards your goals. Listen, thank you, Sizzling69, for joining us. We're talking about becoming an entrepreneur and how do you develop an entrepreneur mindset. So listen, I'm going to open it up for questions. I'm on different media streams. If you have a question for me that you want me to answer, or you have a comment that you want me to talk about, listen, you can put that in the comment section, and hopefully I can answer that question for you. But you have what it takes, right? You have the know-how, you have the greatness in you, you have the things already and the tools and the resources. You just don't know how to tap into those. And many a times when I work with people and advising them, is really, as I was talking to my marketing person yesterday, I said, listen, really what we're doing, we're a business psychologist, all right? I don't like someone put up a post, future seen as investing like it's playing cards, right? And so the future of investing is really, you have to prepare for the future of investing. And so many times when I talk to funders and people that lend to people, they say, never wait to the last minute until you need money. Always ask when you don't need it, because when actually you need it, it's usually going to be harder to get it. So the best thing you could do is actually prepare for finance and prepare for increase in funding. And there's many platforms out there that you can use to actually bring in money as an entrepreneur when you're starting, when you're growing, or if you're a seasoned entrepreneur. So listen, I want to invite you all to connect with me. Go to KarriemKanston.com. Act like an entrepreneur, right? Think like an entrepreneur, and you need to do the things to make movement like you never made movement before. So listen, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you, Mr. Guy, for joining. Listen, we're almost about to end this this post about becoming an entrepreneur and thinking like an entrepreneur. And so once again, if anybody has any comments or questions you want me to hit upon, let me know. If not, I'm gonna close this session down and we'll do another post, something about maybe growing your business, about what certain things you can do to look at to grow a business or develop an opportunity. I don't know. One of my friends that is on this post has the opportunity of t-shirts and clothing and also having a social responsibility about that. And so you as a person might take a different tack, So listen, I want to thank you all for watching. This is Karriem Kanston, the encourager. And I always tell people I'm here to motivate you and inspire you to move towards your destiny. All right. And so listen, thank you all for